Hello and welcome to another edition of me playing Twisted Metal Black, a game that I adore and have spent too much time not playing. So I'm going to go ahead and do another casual playthrough. So the last time I did this with Roadkill and I thoroughly enjoyed it. What a great car. Today I want to use someone who's a little more iconic, a little more memorable, a little more sweet. Enter Sweet Tooth. His age is unknown, disorder unspecified psychotic disorder, homicidal tendencies, and insomnia. His treatment is warning. Meds have no effect. Lost cause. They probably don't have an effect. I would imagine he just refused to take them, because you'd have to get through the mask somehow for him to take the medication, unless it's a suppository, in which case, good luck. All I have to do to win is kill everyone I see. Well, boys and girls, that's the one thing I'm good at. So they really went hard on the whole serial killer vibe, which I'm pretty certain that the game takes place in Sweet Tooth's head. That came pretty late in development. I think David Jaffe's come out himself and said that it's something that he came up with on the spot when he was sick and trying to think of something for Minion to say. And so he came up with the whole secret code because he just couldn't be bothered to do anything more interesting, and so you can add a lot of weight to the words he says by just having it be, behind a secret code. So I don't believe that during development they had any idea that the game was going to be inside of Sweet Tooth's head. But given how dark and sinister the game is, it's not a stretch. I don't think anyone was surprised when they saw that. However, I do think that Sweet Tooth's version here it's the definitive version of it. I think he's been kind of a meme, kind of a joke in the previous games. But here he finally became, I think, what he's always meant to be. He's always had this undercurrent of dark, horror-inspired nonsense. But in Twisted Metal 1, he was just a loony who wanted his paper bag back. That was the whole joke. It's, he went through all this trouble, killed so many people for what? For a paper bag. Very funny. In the second game, I think they went in again hard on that idea of he's just a crazy madman because he wanted to become a bug, which didn't really track with his bio. I think his bio said he wanted to, or his bio wasn't anything, it was just a warning of hey, this guy's crazy. He grew up in a state asylum. That was his first home. His second home was a circus, and his next home will be yours. And that's pretty much it. It's a serial killer thing, but in the end, he wanted to be a bug. And I think the purpose of that was just to communicate that this guy's insane and unworthy of your sympathy. I'm trying to get these guys as best I can. I got Warhawk pretty low. And then Twisted Metal 3, he was just a clown, an actual literal clown who wanted ice cream, which was a bizarre change of events, given his character prior to that. Twisted Metal 4, he became the full mascot of the series. And I guess I should backtrack too, because Sweet Tooth wasn't always the mascot. I think he's been on the cover of every game, and so I think the initial thought was he was the most recognizable and, I guess, interesting character visually in the first game. The second game, I think when they came up with the Axel idea, I think that sort of took their attention away from Sweet Tooth. They tried to make Axel the poster boy mascot. But then they lost the series to 989 after their dispute with Sony, and 989 made the, in my opinion, brilliant move to make Sweet Tooth the mascot once again, and that's always stuck. And so I'm not surprised that in Twisted Metal 4 they, doubled down on that. They made him the leader of the tournament, usurping Calypso as the ringleader. But that never felt right to me. That never felt like that's the way Sweet Tooth should be. I think that if Sweet Tooth were to be in command of a universe, I think this is the more appropriate option versus Twisted Metal 4. Because I don't know, maybe just me and circuses don't appeal to me much, and for some reason this world does. But I always preferred this version of Sweet Tooth over any other. And, I think as far as the design goes, I think this is the most visually stimulating and the most interesting compared to in the other games, he's just an ice cream man, a very basic ice cream man. Whereas this one, it's a serial killer, using the guise of a clown to perform his wicked deeds. And I've always thought that Sweet Tooth was overpowered in this game, that his special was just so gnarly that, you know, whatever other faults you can get with him, you know, that he's too slow or too sluggish, you know, are sort of you overlook it because of how powerful his special is. And it's true, the special is very powerful. It's basically 20, it's a special zoomy missile, more or less. It shoots 20 missiles, and they all do pretty good damage, and if you hit all of them, you get a little bit of a little bonus. The only problem with it is that it takes way too long to regenerate, about 45 seconds. I think it might be the longest special regeneration cooldown time, versus like Manslaughter or Warthog are like 27 to 30 seconds or so. So like a pretty big difference. And for the amount of power of his special, I don't really think it makes up for it taking that long. But it is very powerful, and as long as you can, you know, keep up with your other weapons, picking up skill-based pickups, power missiles, other, you know, good damage-dealing armaments, I think it's not too bad. He's not as slow as you might expect someone with this much armor to be, but he's certainly not a Spectre, Crazy 8, or Brimstone speed. Alright, one last opponent, and it's Axel, who just seems to have, for me, the biggest problem with just sitting still. You know, chalk it up to ADHD or just, I don't know, restless leg syndrome, but he always doesn't like to sit still for me. Alright, I did Suburbs for Shadow, and I did Freeway for Roadkill, so I suppose the way to go would be Freeway, but I think Suburbs is more appropriate. I think this is the place where Mr. Sweet Tooth would roam, searching for his next victim. The son of a bitch who put the curse on me has entered the contest. I'm gonna kill him. Nice and slow. Very edgy, very cool. They never explain, I don't think, why Sweet Tooth only has one eye. I mean, aesthetically, it makes sense, it's cool, it's just an added bit of charm and character to his design, but, you know, I'd like to know why. Did something happen? In Twisted Metal 2012, you know, we see the reason why. But I don't think that 2012 has any bearing on this game. I think it'd be the other way around, most likely. But if there's one thing I can complain about this game with, is that I wish there was more story. I wish there was more to this world, because they certainly invite you to think about it. And the Harbor City, I think, was attempting to be that, but of course it never released, and we have zero knowledge of what the story could have been. But if there was a game that just expands on Sweet Tooth, on his character and his backstory and just him, I would love that. That'd be my perfect game. And even if it's a Sony, like, you know, a 30-hour story mode, you know, it's basically just a playable movie, I would be okay with that. I would play the hell out of that. You know, because this world is so interesting that I just would want to explore more of it. Now, do I want to see every character represented? I don't know, maybe not. But if it's just like some sort of psychological horror experience, nice, got outlawed with the Hail Mary gas can, I would be cool with that. If it's something like Sweet Tooth, it maybe starts out as Marcus Kane, and then over the course of the game, or over the course of maybe like the first act, he slowly succumbs to the corruption, the toxicity of this world. And so it appears that the world is becoming darker and more, you know, corrupt. I'm going to take out this Ferris wheel. But it's really just him, like, deteriorating, his mind falling apart. And it becomes, you know, Sweet Tooth, so it transitions from Marcus Kane to Needles Kane. And maybe the choices you make during the game will influence, like, how much of that disease, that dark disease, takes over his mind. I think that'd be an interesting thing, and maybe you can, you know, imbue some meaning of, like, mental health or psychopathy, something. Like, I think there's enough there, I think you can draw on it to make it a pretty complete package, story-wise and gameplay-wise. Now, I don't want it something like, you know, Detroit Become Human, where it's you're just choosing which options to do. Like, there should be some gameplay. I just don't know what it would be. I don't know, maybe just like a Manhunt style, like, stealth action horror game with just a bunch of upsetting, violent, gory animations. That much I'm not sure of. I'm not a game designer. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I just want some excuse to be in this world with Sweet Tooth. Just to see what we can glean from it. And from what I can tell, Harbor City was going to be focused on Sweet Tooth. You know, because all of the mission modes in the game, you know, there's a standard tournament mode, of course, where you pick a vehicle, you destroy the opponents, and move on to the next level, and so on until the end. But there is a mission mode where there's on foot and driving sections where you play as Sweet Tooth. I think there are sections where you are meant to play as the Preacher. It's unclear what the connection would be if they're working together or against each other. But Sweet Tooth seems to be the main character in that case. And I would imagine there'd be some story to it. Like you have a linear progression of missions. You would imagine that there would be some order to it. It's just unclear what that would be. The only like real story thing we have is like a pretty rough like storyboard sketch of what could have been maybe an ending for Sweet Tooth in Harbor City, or maybe part of his missions. That I always thought was pretty cool. It's called Becker's Island, I think, which could just be a reference to, I think, Alan Becker, who was some prominent figure within Sony or Insomniac, or not Insomniac, Incognito Entertainment. Someone involved in Twisted Metal in some way, a pretty significant person there. Did I use both health bridges? I think I did. Oh my god. Alright, well, let's get the secret health, because your boy used all of his... He used all of his health bridges, and I am low on health. I mean, I guess I could die. Like, I have 2 lives, but... Let's make this a deathless run, huh? Let's try for that. Let's make that the challenge of today. Getting a deathless run on potentially the hardest game in the series. We're down to 3. I think if I can just hit Grim, he's so hard to hit. And then you're there, and that leaves us just our friend Yellow Jacket. See, I want to get the full volley of my missiles, but this dude wants to latch himself to my side. Guess we'll go point blank. Nice. So it is devastating. If you can land that hit, it is absolutely devastating. And let's go downtown. Once again, I think this is where Sweet Tooth might roam the streets, hunting down the next victim. It isn't right. A man's head isn't meant to be set on fire. Not unless I'm the one holding the blowtorch. So edgy, so cool. One thing to note too, like Sweet Tooth's design in the main menu, like the character selection screen, he is way more buff than he appears in the cutscenes. Like the cutscenes version of him is like sort of chubby and fat. My guess is that maybe the cutscenes are a more final version, and the menu selection stuff, I think that's more of maybe earlier in development what characters look like, because he's not the only one that looks different. Agent Stone, I think, looks pretty different. Bloody Mary has a different face in a lot of ways, among others. And also, I think just in general, I'm assuming that they outsourced the production of the cutscenes to a studio, and I would imagine that maybe their design of things didn't completely match up with what appears in the game. You know, because some of the vehicles are definitely different, like from in-game to that menu selection screen. So there were definitely changes throughout development, for better or worse. Personally, I like Spectre in the beta builds versus what she appears in-game. It's just more blocky in-game, but they're both vaguely Corvette-like, so it's fine, I guess. There we go. Now, Reticle is probably my favorite of the skill-based pickups, because it just does so much damage, and I feel like it's easier to land than a full thing of zoomies, because with the Reticle, the rockets all hit at the same time, so as long as you just fire at the right time, it's going to get full damage, where with the zoomies, you sort of have to keep the opponent in your sights for an extended period of time to make sure that each one lands. And yeah, Manslaughter is going to make this hard on us. And Twisted Metal seems to have a weird, precarious relationship with scale. And this map always reminds me of that, just because how big these buildings are. Like, they're fucking massive. Compared to, like, the cars on the street are so teeny tiny, and the people, like... The humans in this game they're dwarfed by the size of these buildings. Which, obviously, like, buildings should be bigger than people, obviously, but... Like, these buildings look like they're made for, like, people, like, 5 times the size of a normal human being. And then, of course, our, cars that we use in the battle are much, much bigger than, like, the civilian cars in the street. Like, we just absolutely dominate them. Which, I get it. Like, these levels aren't meant to be, like, to scale of a real-life city. It's meant to be a fun battlefield. But I can't think of a single Twisted Metal game that really did scale correctly. Wow, yeah. Darkside's going for the kill shot there, holy shit. So I don't know why I have so many environmentals. I guess I can, if I don't die, I can save them until I get to Snowy Roads, but this map has an environmental attack. I just don't think it's worthwhile. I don't think it's worth using. Because it's like a helicopter attack. However, the helicopter sort of just floats around wherever it pleases, and there's a good chance that if you set it off, it's not going to actually hit anybody. Here we go, that was a good one. That was nice. All 20. Good shit. Alright. Yeah, I'm in big trouble here. I don't really have any quick fire and forget weapons. But if I remember correctly, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the secret health is in here. I don't think it's there. Maybe it's on the... Yeah, it's on the elevator. Perfect. Good shit. Alright, I think I can probably gather a couple of fun damage-dealing tools and finish off the competition. I wish there was a bit more detail in this map as there is in Suburbs, because Suburbs feels like the peak of this game as far as like small details hidden within the map. This one, like, you can hear a couple of phones ringing here and there, but as far as like, it feeling like a bustling, massive city, it doesn't really have that feeling to it, which is unfortunate. I guess Suburbs, to me, feels like the level where they maybe designed it first. Oh, well, there's your first death. Well, I don't think it should count, because I got the winning thing before I actually lost a life, so not going to count that. But I guess I'll find out once I load into Minion and I have no weapons. Or I guess if I do have weapons, that means I didn't take a death, and if I do have weapons, that means that I died. This Joker won last year's contest, but I'm not afraid, blah blah blah. Probably the same generic shit he says in every single one. Okay, so I did save my environmental, so I did not take a death. That's important. What's also important is that I usually die at least once against minions, so I gotta be a little careful here. Okay, I don't have enough for shield. Oh, damn, is that a shield down? Okay, that was really fast. Holy shit, I don't think I've ever taken out a shield that quickly before. That was pretty wild. Okay, that was not the health. Wow, that was crazy. I didn't think I could actually take it off that quickly. But hey, here we are. Good shit. But now I have to figure out how to replenish my health enough so I can take him out. Because usually my strategy is to... Okay, that was it. Nice. Yeah, I'm hitting all the secret healths today, man. Pretty great. Yeah, I usually just... I get hyper-aggressive at the beginning so that I can, take a death and then pick up weapons on the second life to take him out. Okay, that should have taken out more health than it did, but okay. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Yeah, this is a bad move. There's one fireball and I'm fucking toast. Unless this helicopter can help me out. Change to health, come on. There you go. Nice, thank you. That health came back. Okay, we might have a chance. I might be able to go deathless. Then the next big challenge after this, should I, succeed, is when I get to Prison Passage, that opening section on the boat, I usually tend to take a death there as well. Nice. Okay. Oh, back in the green, which is more than I thought I would be. Uh-oh. Yeah, getting frozen is not ideal. Great. Good shit. And I have most of my weapons intact. Hey, not bad. I'll take that. That was a really good minion, as far as, not taking a death. Okay, these are not the worst enemies to be stuck in here with. I'm actually not Not too thrown off by this. Because manslaughter is, I mean, in the hands of a player, he's pretty bad. Bad as in, like, badass. But in the AI's hands, he's really just a pushover, so that's cool with me. Same with Brimstone. Like, that was probably the best pull I could have gotten for a Deathless run. And out here we have, I think, Darkside and Yellow Jacket. Let's get that secret health. Nice, back in the green, baby. Oh, what a good run. I'm surprised. Oh, it's Warthog, not Darkside. Okay, great. Alright, well, I think I can get Warthog with a couple of these guys. Yeah, that was not good. That was in fact bad. I would argue that was bad. Okay, now well, that was a bad idea. I didn't really have any weapons that can do damage quickly. It was more just like a bunch of stuff that would take a second. Charge up. Yeah, fire missiles. Yeah, I need some mega guns. That's what you need. These are low-key my favorite weapon. Like, if I could choose any weapon to do a full, like, slew of damage with, I think mega guns are probably the most satisfying for me. That or the reticle. There we go. Nice. Yeah, Sweet Tooth might be an actual fucking monster, because like the amount of health that he has, in addition to how much damage he can deal, and how mobile he is, it's pretty astonishing how quickly he can dispatch people. Like, the fact that I have not died yet, I'm still in the green, and I've killed half the field, like, that's pretty damn good. I'll take that. And I should have waited to pick that up. That was a waste of a reticle. I don't like that you can only have one skill-based weapon in your inventory at any given time. Okay, we're back in the red, but that's okay, because we have the mighty health bridge. Oh, come on. It's annoying the ways the enemies move and how hard they are to track for your weapons. Like, if they're going at anything but not directly in front of you, they tend to have trouble. You don't kill me, don't kill me. Come on. I don't want to take a death, man. I want to go deathless. That'd be amazing if I could. Of course, these fucking enemies are absurd. Come on. There we go. Now Spectre. Spectre should not be that hard to kill, but for some reason I feel like she is going to be a bit of a pain. Okay, I did not mean for that blimp attack, but sure. It's an unintentional blimp attack. Okay, well, that was a waste of a jump. There we go. It is really frustrating that jumping takes energy. For instance, right there. Nice. Glad I could whip around and hit him with that satellite because I was very close. Nice. Thank you, Blimp. Double kill. Double kill with the Blimp. I've never done that before. That the environmental attack on any map in this game actually helped out. It's like normally like just the lightning on Blackrock Ridge and then sometimes the bomber on Junkyard are like the only two environmentals that actually do something. I keep trying to take drinks between levels and it catches me by surprise that the game loads as quickly as it does. I'm like, oh, it's a PS2 game, of course it's going to take, 5 years to load. Not the case. Alright. Yeah, I think the worst part about Sweet Tooth Special is just how long it takes to get all the missiles out. Because it does a lot of damage, it's just hard to get all of the damage. Alright, well. This has been a rough start to Zoe Roads, and I'd prefer not to die. I might have to resort to my cheese strategy, but we'll see. I don't want to do that just yet. Come on, eat my shit. Get out of here. No, I didn't want to take a death, man. Come on. What even hit me? Like, what made my momentum do that? Because I tried to slow down, but I couldn't. Like, something pushed me further off the edge. But, alright, whatever. Just be a minimum death run, I suppose. It can't be a deathless. I always choose this map. I don't like using drive-in movie. It's so difficult. Like, unnecessarily difficult. There's no health bridge. There's a lot of weapons and a lot of health pickups. It's just, oh, fuck you, Warthog. I was trying to get that power missile. He just shoved me out of the way. What a dick. But drive-in movie just seems like it's built for masochists, whereas this level is not only more visually appealing, but it feels more balanced than drive-in movie. Nice. Come on, Junkie. There you go, buddy. Yeah, Sweet Tooth does a lot of ram damage, which I do enjoy. Because I don't look at him as a bigger vehicle. Like, his ice cream truck is not that big. So it feels like it shouldn't do as much ram damage as it does. But I'm not complaining. I just never look at him like it's like a big vehicle. Alright, well. I really want to stay away from Roadkill, just how powerful his special is. And the secret health is over here somewhere. I have trouble finding it, though. I always thought it was, like, on that part of it. It might actually be on the side. Like, right here. Yeah, it's on the side. Okay, great. Well, that's settled. God, fuck you, Roadkill. My God. Can you stop with your fucking special? Like, he just sits so far away and just fucking snipes you with it. Okay, well, I think he jumped off the edge. He's like, well, if I'm gonna die, it won't be by your hand. And, just leaped. Okay, this might be the end. I hope the health is back over here by the bridge. No, we are not that lucky. God damn. Well, hopefully I guess it regenerated over here. Nope. That is a big fat no. Let's enjoy the sultry tunes of Sweet Tooth's truck. As I camp. It's the only thing I'm good at. Okay, I think I just bumped Shadow off the edge. Yeah, I think a Rico just knocked her off, so all that's left is Axel, which I'll just take the moment to gather some weapons and then I'll finish this off. Because, yeah, he's very low. I don't really feel threatened by him whatsoever. Let's pick up a little bit of everything. Never actually took the time to look at this. What does this say? Jolly Joe's. Nice. And I'm pretty sure this map is based on The Shining. Or at least, like, I guess the emotion of it. Because if you look up there, that's the Overlook Hotel from The Shining. So I'm pretty certain that, like, the inspiration was the Stephen King novel / film, The Shining. Up here, I can look down on the city that fears me. I can smell their fear. And to be quite honest, I love it. Another edgy, cheesy quote from our friend Sweet Tooth. Now my goal here, I want to push at least one person off. That'd be pretty cool if I can do that. Now I don't think that Manslaughter is going to be that person, but he can at least take the brunt force of my many, many missiles. So I know the easiest way to push people off is to freeze them and then, you know, of course, just bump them. But you have to wait till they're close to an edge, which I rarely get the chance. And it was me that fell off. Wonderful. That was a risky maneuver. And for getting 20 missiles, like, Warthog barely took any damage. Like, what the fuck? Like, he took the full special and just ate it. Alright, well, this is not going well. And Axel's trying to steal my health bridge. And these enemies are shielding a lot. I've never seen enemies shield this often. This is pretty wild. Alright, it's time to get down to business. Come on. Yep, there you go. Alright, the first one's always the hardest. From here on out, it is total annihilation. Got 2 down. So I got the 2 heaviest armor people out, so Warthog and Manslaughter both extinguished from Earth. And it should just be a bunch of squishy assholes left. Alright, long-range gas can. Can we do it? No, overshot it. Somehow my freeze missile just did not hit anybody, despite it should have tracked onto Outlaw just fine. But instead it just ran off into the ether. There we go. Down to 5. Nice. That was a good double hit. Alright, and there is no secret health on this map, and so I'm pretty much left with just standard health pickups from here on out because they use both health bridges, so not the greatest thing ever, but hey, I got most of the enemies dead, so not too bad. But the good thing is there's health fucking everywhere, so it shouldn't be too much trouble. What is that beeping noise? Yeah, all that to get 8 fucking missiles. Great. Outstanding. Okay, there should be a health pickup. Yep. Oh, just barely. Nice. Well done. And I'm just hoping that the health over here respawns quickly. See, if Spectre can just not be too aggressive, I can wait for this health to come back on the helicopter. Yes. So I know Brimstone's left. You have Darkseid, who Darkseid really I shouldn't waste too much ammo on because there's a good chance she's going to fall off on her own, so. Yep. Yeah, well, there's that. Alright, I can do it. You know, this was supposed to be a deathless or, you know, minimum death run, but I'll take what I can get. I did pretty well up until Snowy Roads, so because the two maps I take the most deaths on usually is Minion and Prison Passage, and so if that went deathless on those, makes me feel pretty good about it. Of course, with the clutch ass freeze. Dude, Spectre's just the worst. Like, get the fuck over here, man. I gotta make this so difficult. Okay. Just me and you, Darkseid. I'm just gonna hope that you somehow launch yourself off an edge. I'll be pretty upset if you do it to me. Ooh, that was close. Holy shit. That was way too fucking close. Yep, there she goes. Good job, Darkseid. You just gotta survive the onslaught, and eventually she'll mingle with the abyss. Become one with nothing. I recognize this freak. Used his little helicopter to capture me 3 months ago. Well, boys and girls, it's payback time. Now for the worst boss battle in the series. Although Sweet Tooth should make this pretty trivial. Just his high armor and the special weapon being as good as it is, it really should make this too hard. Alright, there's one down already. That was quick. Oh, come back here. Come on. We gotta drive so far away. I hope that's close enough. It should be. Yep, that was nice. Oh my god. The noises, the sounds. Oh, that's close enough. Nice. Alright, let's get a few more weapons. If I can get some mega guns, that'd be pretty sick. I don't really care for the skill-based pickups as much, just because I feel like the only one it gives you is satellite usually. And while it does do damage to him, it just, I don't know, you get one shot with it, that's pretty much it. Alright, he's gonna run away, whatever. Another helicopter came in, thank you very much. Oh, come on. Shoot the helicopter. Shoot him. Alright, come to rest in the center, please. So we can get this shit over with. Okay. Sure. Sure thing, Warhawk. He is becoming wary to my tricks. Because he refuses to fucking sit in the center. Just wants to strafe back and forth. Dude, can you just fucking come to the center? Holy shit, man. Come to the center. Thank you. Why did that take so fucking long? That wasn't enough to take him out, which is kind of sad. I thought a special would actually be way more devastating than that, but okay. I guess not. Alright, machine guns it is. For the win. Way to go, machine guns. The unsung hero of Twisted Metal. And there you have it. There is another completed run of Twisted Metal Black. Thanks for joining me. It's been fun. I do like doing these casual playthroughs where there's not much pressure. It's just chatting, talking, playing. So thanks for sticking around. Make sure to like and subscribe. All the fun YouTube stuff to make sure that this goes out to as many people as possible. So we can share the magic of Twisted Metal with the world. Once again, thank you for watching. And I hope you have a nice day.